Hello, welcome to another video. For this one I have the 1978 El Camino. I can build it 3 ways in one, and I decided to build it a completely different way. As you can see, I hand painted the whole thing to look like wood grain, and I like how it turned out. I actually really like how it turned out. It turned out a lot better than I had hoped. I did this on a plaque for my Wonder Woman figure. If you haven't seen that video, but I did it for the plaque. I think it looked like she's standing in wood. And I thought, I wonder what this would look like on a car. I just didn't know what car to use it on or make it paint. But I chose this kit because I really didn't know what to do with it. And I was like, if I don't know what to do with it, it is El Camino, it is a customizing lowrider. This is the kit I'm going to use it for. Well, as you can see, I'll lower the light here a little bit. It actually looks pretty good. This is all hand brushed. I did not record everything I did for this. The only thing I recorded was literally just me painting the car, the hoods, and the back cover. I do have all the stuff here that I did paint with. So what I did was I airbrushed wood deck tan over the entire car, every piece that I wanted to look wood first. So this was the base coat. I put this down first, and then I took a brush with I made a little bit of water. You really don't want to use a whole lot of water. I used way too much when I first started it because I didn't realize, I kind of forgot how thick I needed to make the paint and how wet I need to make the model for this thing to mix. But in all honesty, you only need less than a drop of water to mix with this paint. And the paints that I used is Model Air by Vallejo, and I used Burnt Umber, which I use this for everything. And then I mixed it with German Red afterwards. So I used German Red by Model Air. And then for the parts that got a little bit too dark, that lost the tannish orange, I used a light rust over it just to bring the orange back. And then after that was all done and dry, I waited a day. I took this wash, which is a light rust wash. It turns everything like oranges. It's kind of like a clear orange, but it's not. It just gives it that tint to everything, and I love it I use this for rusting my chromes and everything else, and it looked really good on this. So I put this over the entire thing. I only use a little bit because it spreads so much, because this is pretty much just water. That's all this is, just water in here. And it's a little bit of paint, but it's very, very thin. And I put this over the entire thing, the hood and the tonneau cover, and that's how I get like that orange effect, like it's stained, almost like a polishing stain over the whole thing. For the bumpers and the wheels and everything else that is gold, I hand brushed gold leaf over it. I painted everything black first. So I painted everything black, and then I put gold leaf on it. So I blacked all the chrome pieces that I wanted to use, and then I put gold leaf over top of it. So for this, all the trim, this is bare metal foil. It does come in gold. I got it a long time ago. I had it in my stash. So all the trim around the windows and the door handle, that is bare metal foil gold. It is available, hopefully still. But for the seats in the interior, I painted that metallic brown. So that's the seating in the dash. And then for a couple other places like the exhaust and the battery, I just used my Tester's metallic silver and gloss red. And those are the only colors that I used on this. I use this for very minimal, like literally just the buttons on the battery and just the exhaust pipe. Everything else is either black, wood grain, or gold. And I have a little Iceman collection stand here, but I did paint the underneath of this hood. And I sprayed clear over everything after it was done. That's an important part. I sprayed Tamiya clear over the whole car, tonneau cover, and the hoods. So that's how I got that extra shiny look. I did not sand this. If you ever do this and try this with these paints and painting, if you sand it, even with the smoothest sandpaper, you will ruin the area and you will have to redo it. So I mean, it's not that hard, it's not that difficult, it's not the end of the world if you have to, because it's very easy to redo and fix with these paints, as these paints are very water soluble. So they are very nice if you do mess up, because like I messed up in a few places and you can't even tell anymore because I just went back over it and I redid the whole thing. I didn't have to tape nothing off because it just blended right back into where it was and where it was supposed to be. For this, so this around the windows, because I didn't want to tape it and I didn't know how I was going to do it. This is actually gold Sharpie. This is just Sharpie around the windows, but it works so well because of the other doll gold. Oh yeah, no, I just did the wood grain. So this is all just brush strokes. And this is the brush I used. Literally just go over the whole thing. Just keep going the same direction. Do it over and over and over until you get the effect that you like. And you'll get your wood grain look. This is the underneath. I tried to paint it dark. This is where the tape was, as you can tell. And I had tape here holding it. So I just painted it black in there and kind of painted it kind of brown, but you really can't tell. This will be on. So I just got that sitting there. For this, I just painted it flat black. It's dusty for my fingerprints and it's been sitting out for a while. And I took a gold, very fine point Sharpie and painted all these, painted all the little buttons on the side and the top of this tonneau cover gold. So that's how I got that. It is a very, very fine Sharpie. It's like a Sharpie paint marker, and I just made those gold. Let me get these out of the way. And before I do anything, show you what this looks like with the tonneau cover on real quick. And let us. Okay. Sorry for the cut, but I just put that on there, and I switched the hood out. So now stock hood and the custom hood are switched out. So that's what that looks like with that hood on. It actually looks really nice with that vent. But here's this hood. As you can tell from this one, I did not gloss the bottom. So this is what it looks like unglossed. It just looks like very flat wood. And that's what they glossed. And then this is what this looks like. These extra pieces for the lowrider are just sitting in there. They're not glued down. But either way, I kind of like this hood better. But this is what it looks like with the tonneau cover on, or the cab cover, I should say. I'm probably saying the wrong words, but it's I got done working 12 hours and I am tired, so I apologize. But yeah, so I let this spin around a couple more times, kind of see what this looks like. I don't have it sitting on there right because I was trying to do it while I was spinning, but either way, I do like how this turned out. The only thing I did not like was how the tailgate went together. This is the only thing I did not like, because what it is you have the front piece and the back piece. You put the license plate in the middle of both of them. You have to put it in between, and when you glue them together, there's two holes on the bottom, and you have to glue it while attaching it to the car at the same time, because there's two holes. This can actually open and close, but I decided I didn't want that. It was a little bit too difficult. And stop for a second. take this off, put that there. But yeah, no, this is the only thing I did not like. It does kind of set unevenly, but I can push it back down. But you know, I really don't. I don't like how this tailgate goes together. It's the only thing I did not like about this kit. Only other thing I need to do, I gotta fix that seat because it popped up. So this is like one of the parts for the lowrider. I don't know the part name, but you can tell me down in the comments what it is. Something for the like hydraulics or something in the back. But I painted this gold. This was also a chrome piece. I painted it gold, a little bit of silver, and some gloss black detailing just to make it pop a little bit. I got the decals on there. It says Reds Super Pump. So I thought those were cool. The one decal broke. If you do use these decals, which I use like that's the very minimum small ones, let them sit for an extra while. They are a little bit difficult to get off the decal sheet. Put that there. And then this is just a battery box that sits in the back. All I did was just paint these silver. I could have painted this silver here too. I thought about it and I just kind of forgot about it. But yeah, so that's battery box that would be sitting in the back. This kit also did have an option for a roll cage, or not a roll cage, a light bar in the back. You have to drill holes. I didn't want that because I didn't want to drill holes and make more of a mess, and then switching everything out would have been a pain. I did not want that. But here is what the inside of the bed looks like. Nice little sheen. But yeah, this is all just painting with a brush. To get it to go across here like this, I had to start back here, and in one brush stroke, I had to go all the way around several times. I had to keep going back and forth all the way around just to try and keep it that way. Same, and then I would have to go over this, and it took me kind of a few times to figure out how to stop it from like rounding out. So eventually I got the brush to finally go where I wanted to and over this. And so yeah, I got that to finally work for me, and I like how this turned out. I did think about silvering or golding these planks here, but I decided to forget it. That's knowing my luck, I'd mess it up or do something to ruin it again and have to redo it again, and I did not want that, and I like this look better. But for the interior, I do have the gold chain in there, the little steering wheel that was optional. I did not use any decals on the interior. I just painted this metallic brown. I painted the gauges gold. I black washed the vents. I got the radio in there, little gear shifter. I used the racing bucket seats. I did kind of gold the interior little lines there. I did it on both sides. I painted the little center console glove box there, the gold. And close up of the front end. I just painted this part of the grill white and this clear orange. As you can see right here, my thumb is a focus. I got the little Chevy decal here and the grill emblem and the license plate that says Solo. I did painted the bumper, the wood grain. I got the decals on all the wheels, the lowrider wheels. Gold door handles. I even got the side mirrors, wood grain. Little El Camino logo. There's two different variations I could put on here, and I just chose that one. That I painted with clear red. I also painted that clear red for the taillights on the bumper. I don't like how low the back bumper sits, but there's nothing I can do about that one unless I start breaking things, because it is a peg and a hole system for the back into the chassis. But this is what underneath looks like if my camera wants to focus. Yeah, I even painted underneath the bed And the front fenders, the wood grain, I just didn't gloss it. I just left it unglossed because I wanted that look of it's actually made out of wood. And the top coat's gloss and everything, but the bottom's not. So it's kind of like, oh, maybe this is real wood. But I used just the silver for here. Oh, this is gunmetal. These two pieces right here, I painted those gunmetal. This is all just gold leaf and black. I did try and paint the starter and other stuff. So this is, I did not paint the back of the front bumper, which I probably should have, but this is what it looks like before I did all the wood grain on everything, but you really can't tell and can't see. Try and get a better look of the front underneath that front fender so I can show you guys that I indeed painted that to look like a wood underneath too. Okay, and then I can show you guys the engine. Another quick note for the hoods on this car, both hoods, if you want them to go in smoothly in these holes, you will have to sand these little pin marks, the holes down. They are a pain, and I have to probably sand them a little more. As you can tell, if my camera wants to focus, I sanded these down, and I still kind of have a bit of a trouble, so I'll probably have to do it again. Other than that, the hoods work just fine. That's the only problem with them, both of them. So that's something to look out for, unless you want to continue scratching paint off and ruining things. But this is the engine. I did very little in here. I could have did more, but I just kind of wanted to keep this box stock. So I painted everything on the engine gold. There is no silver on here. I just kept this black, painted the reservoirs white, and then the little batteries, I just painted those red to have a different color in there. And then I used gloss black to paint a couple of the wires in here. But that is the engine. And I did think about wiring this, but at the same time, like, I want to keep it box stock because there is a competition coming up in March, maybe, possibly. If you get your calendar set for March 25th of next year, you may see this kit. It is Motor City Madness 24. And then this one, this is last year's winner. He did a fantastic job, Tim Casper's Javelin. Very nice. He won Best of Show, and it was very well deserved. Him amongst others. But this show will be March 23rd of 2025. So this is the next show. This is the next card. And this will be part of the box stock competition, and I put it in. So they have first, second, and third for these classes. In March, it's the judges who judges, the people who run the show, and they do a fantastic job. But they will be judging every single category, and they give first, second, and third for all of them. So they will be for every single one of these competitions. There's classes that you see here: light truck, first responders, slammers, diorama, modify, land, scene, air, street machine, box stock, which this will be in. They will judge and give first, second, and third. November show, it's people pick, so there's only 4 winners, and that's why they have the categories for main theme, sub theme, best of show, and junior. But yeah, this one will have more to choose from, more to pick. I will show the video of me painting the wood grain on here so you guys can kind of get a better view of what I was doing, and I will have pictures at the end again of this. But yeah, I will just have the video of me painting this and showing the wood grain. It'll probably be about like 20 minutes. I'll cut out the hood and put the hood separate, so I'll have like the hood piece first that I painted because it's the fastest and easiest to see, and then I'll show the body, and then I'll have the end pictures of everything at the end. But I hope you enjoyed, and I will be on to the next, and I will see you later.